Hello and welcome to this tutorial video, a new one, and in this tutorial video I'm gonna show you how to make part 1 of the I Carry Your Heart Mandala call hosted by Deirdre and me. And in this first part I'm gonna show you how you make this beautiful heart. And you're not gonna make one, you're gonna make 4 hearts in total, and that's the start of this beautiful I Carry Your Heart mandala. If you prefer a written instruction, you can find that back on the website of Deirdre, and that's also linked in the description box down below. And I have the honor to make this tutorial video for you guys so that I can take you step by step through the whole pattern. So Deirdre, thank you for allowing me to do this. So yeah, it's time to grab your yarn, your crochet hook, and let's get started with part 1 of the I Carry Your Heart mandala. Round 1. We're starting with a magic ring or magic loop, and I'm doing it on this way, placing the yarn on my fingers, hold it with my thumb, then wrap the yarn around my fingers and turn my fingers like this so that I can look at my nails, and then cross the yarn, and now I have a cross here. With my crochet hook I go under the first loop, grab the second loop that's attached to my yarn and pull it through and make a chain stitch. Then your magic loop, your magic ring is being formed. And now we are starting with a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this stands for a treble and a chain 1 space. And in this ring we're going to crochet now a treble. So yarn over twice in the ring and make your treble. And also in the ring now 12 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 11 and 12. So we've got here our chains, 5 chains. That stands for a treble and a chain 1 space, a treble, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 double crochets. Then we're going to close the magic ring by pulling on this little yarn tail. Do it politely, guide it with your fingers, and then we're going to end this round with a slip stitch in the 4th chain from our beginning chain 5. And if you find it hard to find that one, just jump over to your treble crochet here, and the next one here is the chain, so that's the chain space, and in the next chain you're going to make a slip stitch. Just like this. You can also choose to fasten off now and grab a new color of yarn. I will continue crocheting in the same color, but I will say all the steps you have to do if you're changing your colors in each and every row or round. You can also choose to make an invisible closing on top of this. I'm going to do that after round 3 in this part of the tutorial. But for now, this is round 1 and we're going to start round 2. Round 2. If you are using the same color just like me, then just make a slip stitch in the chain 1 space. And if you're using a new color yarn, this is the place also for you to attach your new color. You can do that by doing a standing double crochet, or just with a slip stitch attach your yarn in here and do the same as I'm doing now by making a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and this stands for your double crochet, a first double crochet. Now in this chain space we're making a double crochet followed by a triple or treble, chain 1, and in this same chain space, just scoop it a little bit, in the same chain space also a treble and 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, this is the new corner point. In the next 3 stitches make a half double crochet. The first one is a little bit hidden, so don't skip it. Just push your stitches a little bit aside so you can see the first stitch. So in this one and the next 2, a half double crochet, so 3 half doubles in total. Then in the next 8 stitches make 2 half double crochets each, so in total we're making 16 half double crochets, so we're increasing over the next 8 stitches. So in the first one are number 1 and 2, second one are 3 and 4, third 5 and 6, fourth, 7 and 8, fifth, 9 and 10, sixth, 11 and 12, 7 is 13 and 14, and in the last one 15 and 16. Then you got 3 stitches left, and all those stitches are getting a half double crochet. In each one of them a half double crochet without splitting the yarn. Okay, then we're going to end this round with a slip stitch on top of the beginning 3 chain, or an invisible join. And if you're gonna continue with the same color, then just leave it like this. If you wanna do a new color, then fasten off, work away the yarn tails, and we see each other back in round 3. Round 3. If you're using the same color, then just make a slip stitch in the next 2 stitches and in the chain space. So 1, 2 and 3. Don't make them too tight because we have to work in them at the end of this round. If you're using a new color, then just attach your yarn in this chain space by making a standing double crochet, or as I'm doing now, a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the start. Then in the same chain space make another double crochet and a treble, chain 1 in the same chain space a treble and 2 double crochets, all in that same chain space, just like this. Okay, then skip the first stitch, which is a little hidden, as you can see here. So this one is going to skip, and in the next one we're making a half double crochet. The next 6 stitches are getting each a single crochet, so 6 single crochets in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the last single crochet should fall in the second half double crochet of the first increase we made in the previous round. So take a look at your work. You can see here all the single stitches, and here are 2 stitches coming out of 1 stitch below. And as you can see, my last single crochet is in the second stitch from the increase. So that's your marker. That's okay. Then we're making a repeat for 6 times, and each repeat is followed like this. 2 half doubles in the next stitch. So a new increase, 1 and 2, and then a half double in the next. And we'll repeat that 5 more times. So in the next one, 2 half doubles, and in the next, 1 half double. Repeat 2. 4 more to go. The next, 2 half doubles, and in the next, 1 half double crochet. 3. The next, 2 half double crochets, and in the next, 1 half double crochet. 4. Next, 2 half doubles, and in the next, 1 half double, or 5 repeats, so 1 more to go. In the next, 2 half doubles, and in the next, 1 half double. So we made 6 repeats. Then in the next stitch, 2 half doubles, 1 and 2, and this is also a marker. This increase should fall in the first half double crochet of the last increase from the previous round. And you can see here is the last time that you get 2 stitches from the stitch below, and in the first one we made our increase. Make over the next 6 stitches a single crochet, so 6 singles in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, yarn is splitting, 4, 5, and 6. And now we've got 1 stitch left, and in that one we're making a half double crochet. Okay. Now, no matter if you're using the same color or you're going to use a new color, at this point just cut your yarn and I'm going to show you now how to make that invisible join. You can choose also now to make a slip stitch in the top of your beginning chain 3, If you want that in the top, make a slip stitch like we did the previous 2 rows, like this. Or if you're going to make an invisible join, you made your last half double crochet, you cut your yarn and then pull the yarn through. Then grab your darning needle, place your yarn in that needle, and then go to your second double crochet, and just keep in mind that chain 3 is your first double and your second double is there next to the chain 3. Then with your needle go from the back to the front through the stitch at the top, just like that, and you can see here the V-stitch from your half double crochet. The yarn is coming out of there, and there you insert your needle again, point it to the back and pull it through. Now you can see, it's a large one now, but you can see that there is a V on top of that. And this V stands for the V you can see here on top of your chain stitches. So instead of making a slip stitch, you can now make an invisible join on top of your chain stitches. Just like this. By pulling on your yarn, you can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, work away all your yarn tails and then repeat this for a second time. So make another motif like this. So the previous 3 rounds you're going to repeat. I placed in the description box down below all the handy timestamps. So click on timestamp round 1 and then I can take you step by step through making another motif like this. And if you're made 2 of them, work away all your yarn tails and then it's time to mark some stitches and start with joining them together. When you made 2 of these motifs, it's time to mark some stitches. You need 4 stitch markers in total and you're placing your motifs like this. No matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, just lay your motifs like this with the points to you. Okay. On our first motif, we're going to mark the second half double of the first increase and the chain space. The back loops only. So take this one and then go to your chain space, which is here, and mark the back loop of your chain stitch. Like this. And now we're going to count, or no, we're going to look at our stitches and we have to search for the first increase. So that is here, because you see 2 stitches from 1 stitch below. And you're going to mark the second half double of this increase. It's the first increase in the second half double you're going to mark through the back loop. So look at the stitch, it's a V, and in the back loop you place your stitch marker like this. Then our second motif, also the chain space through the back loop. That's your first stitch marker. And we're going to look for our last increase, which is on this side because we worked like that. So this is the side that your last increase stitch are here, and of that last increase we're going to mark the first half double, so this one, and also do that through the back loop like this, and then your work should look like this. And now it's time to join our motifs, and that's the next step I'm going to show you. When you marked all your stitches, it's time to join those motifs together, and we're going to do that with slip stitches, and we're making slip stitches in the back loops only in all of the stitches between those stitch markers. And if you look closely to your stitches, you see here at the top that it's a V-shaped stitch. We marked the back loop of all the stitches, and if you put your work together like this, then you see that the back loops, so the back loop of this motif is here, and the back loop of the other motif is here, so they're to each other, because when you attach them you're gonna open it like that, and then the back loops on both sides are attached to each other, and your slip stitches are lined in between. So if you fold it up like this, the back loops are the loops laying next to each other. So here is a back loop, and there is the back loop. See, they're closest to each other. And we're going to attach these motifs together, like I said, in all the stitches between the marked stitches, including also the marked stitches. So this marked stitch here in the point of the chain 1 space is the first stitch we're gonna attach to each other, and then all the stitches in between are attached to each other, and the last should fall in the marked stitches here at the top. I hope that makes any sense. Well, I've got the yarn on my hook, and then I'm taking my motifs. Make sure that the stitches are close to each other so that you can keep track on them and don't accidentally skip any stitch. And then I find it easier to remove the stitch marks now, because if you place your hook also in there, it's a little bit crowded. So place your chain stitches both on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook and pull through the stitches and through the loop on your hook, and your first slip stitch has been made. Then, without skipping, here in the front, look up your back loop in the back. It looks now as your front loop, but it's your back loop from the other motif. Place them both on your hook, yarn over, and pull through the stitches and through the loop on your hook. Make sure that you don't make these stitches too tight because they're not stretchy, and if you make them very tightly, your work is gonna pull in like this. You don't want that, so make sure that you give your slip stitches the space. And you can do that also by pulling up your loop a little bit more before you insert your hook in the back loops. See, now it's under the back loop, so I'm giving it a little tug to get bigger before I pull it through the loop on the hook. I hope it makes sense. We're doing this with all the stitches until we get to our marked stitches. That's the last stitch, or the last stitches we're going to attach to each other. If you did that, don't cut your yarn, because we're going to continue working it as one piece. So make sure that you attach the stitches like this all the way up until you reached the last marked stitch, and also attach those together. And after that, don't cut your yarn, because I'm going to show you then how we're going to make round 4. Round number 4, and now we got one piece instead of 2 separate motifs, and now we're going to grow our heart bigger and bigger. Okay, your yarn is still attached and you got a loop on your hook, and now we're going to make 3 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So you're gonna look up to this side, and here you can see the first unworked stitch, which is going to be the first stitch where we put our first single crochet in. And this first single crochet we're gonna mark. So place a stitch marker in that first single crochet. And then make a single crochet in the next 2 stitches also, so that we have 3 single crochets. Then in the next stitch make 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Now we're going to repeat the next step 3 times. So that step is a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1, the next is 2, and 2 double crochets in the next stitch, which is an increase. So in the next stitch, 2 double crochets. And we're gonna repeat that twice, so that we made that in total for 3 times. So over the next 2 stitches a double crochet, so 2 double crochets, 1, and in the next is 2, and then in the next stitch 2 double crochets, so an increase. Okay, that's twice. One more time. So the next 2 stitches a double crochet, and in the next stitch an increase, so 2 double crochets in that stitch. And that's the 3rd repeat. Then a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1, and the next is 2. In the next stitch 2 half double crochets, So 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. One and 2. And then in the next 12 stitches a single crochet. So 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 11 and 12. Okay, now we've got here the chain space from this motif. So in here is the chain space, and in that chain space make a half double crochet and also a double crochet. Then we're making a front post treble into the first slip stitch that we used for attaching those stitches together. And if you look closely, you can see a V-shaped stitch here, and you're gonna put your hook behind that V-stitch, and that's the first slip stitch. And just wrap your yarn around the hook twice, because we're going to make a front post treble. So insert your hook behind the first slip stitch, wrap the yarn around your hook and pull up the loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through the last 2, and then you made your front post treble. Then we're going to go to the next chain space from the other motif, and in that chain space make a double crochet and a half double crochet. And before I forget, that front post treble we're going to mark also, so place a stitch marker in that front post treble. So we marked our stitch, and we've got a double crochet and a half double crochet in the chain space, and over the next 12 stitches we're making single crochets, and don't accidentally skip your first stitch because it's a little bit hidden under those 2 stitches in the chain space, but that first stitch also needs a single crochet. So that's the first of 12. So make 12 single crochets. This is 1, 2, 11 and 12. Okay. Then after those 12 single crochets, make 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 2 half doubles in the next. And then a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1, and then the next is 2. Then we're going to the next step, and we're making that 3 times. So a repeat for 3 times. 2 double crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. And a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. That's the first one. Repeat this twice, so that we've got 3 repeats in total. So in the next stitch, 2 double crochets, and over the next 2 stitches a double crochet. That's the second one. So one more repeat. In the next stitch 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and in the next 2 stitches a double crochet. Then in the next stitch 2 half double crochets, and now you've got 3 stitches left, and in those stitches you make a single crochet, so 3 single crochets in total. 2 and 3. Now we're finishing off with a slip stitch in the last slip stitch from the attach row. Well, we've marked our first single crochet, and if you look closely, this is the marked stitch. Underneath it you also see a V stitch. That's your last slip stitch. So this is your marked stitch, and underneath that you see also a V stitch. That's your last slip stitch, and there we're making a new slip stitch to end our work. Okay, now no matter if you're going to change color or you want to continue with this color, just cut your yarn and pull it through. And now grab your darning needle again, thread your yarn in there, and now we're going to insert our needle in that slip stitch in which we end our row. So right in the middle of that slip stitch, insert your needle and thread your yarn through the middle of that stitch into the back, just like this. Then you got a nice neat closed stitch. Then in the back work away your yarn tails, and then we see each other back in round 5. Round 5, and we're starting this round in the pointy ends of your heart, so that's the marked treble. And in that marked stitch, that marked front post treble, we're going to start this round. Now you can choose to make a standing double crochet in this stitch, or like I am doing now, just make a slip stitch in that marked stitch to attach your yarn, and then start with a chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. Then you can take your stitch marker out, and that chain 3 is standing for your first double crochet, and in that same stitch we're making another double crochet, and I'm doing it like this so that I can work away my yarn tail behind my work like this. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and in that same stitch make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. See, now you made a new point at your heart. Okay, make a half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Then in the next 15 stitches make a single crochet. So in the next 15 a single crochet. So this is 1, 2, 14 and 15. And this last single crochet should fall in the double crochet before the second increase from the previous round. So if you look closely, then you can see here the increase, because those are 2 double crochets coming from 1 stitch below, and my last single crochet falls in the double crochet before the first increase. So that's a marker that you're going on good. Okay. Now the next step is a repeat of 3 times. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to repeat for 3 times. Make 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And in the next 3 stitches, each a half double crochet. 1, in the next is 2, and in the next is 3. So this was the first. Let's do that twice more. In the next 2 half doubles, and over the next 3 stitches a half double crochet. 1, next 2, and the next 3. So that's 2 times. Repeat that 1 more time. So in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets, and over the next 3 stitches a half double. 1, next is 2, and the next makes 3 half double crochets. Then in the next stitch make 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and in the next 3 stitches a single crochet. 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Now we're gonna make a single crochet 2 together over the next 2 single crochets, and 2 single crochets we're going to crochet together are the last single crochet on this side, which you can see here. Here is the slip stitch, we skipped that. It's the last single crochet that we've made here. So insert your hook there and pull up a loop. And we're making a single crochet together in the first single crochet made, and that's the marked single crochet over here. So also insert your hook in there too and pull up a loop and remove your stitch marker. You've got 3 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of them, and there you made a single crochet 2 together. And I'm placing my stitch marker back in that stitch so that I can see it better for the next round. Okay. Then a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Now we're doing a repeat for 3 times. In the next stitch, 2 half doubles, 1 and 2, and a half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, the next is 2, and the next is 3. So that's the first repeat. In the next, 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and the next 3 stitches are getting a half double crochet. 1, the next, 2, and the next 3. Second repeat, repeat it one more time. So in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and over the next 3 stitches each and a half double crochet. 1, the next is 2, and the next is almost 3, and there it is 3. Okay, then in the next stitch 2 half double crochets, and in the next 15 stitches make a single crochet. 1, 2, 14 and 15. And now we've got 3 stitches left, and each one of them are getting a half double crochet. 1, 2 and 3. We're going to join with a slip stitch on our first double crochet, or in my case on the top of the chain 3 that I began with. So make a slip stitch in there, or if you're going to change colors, make an invisible join if you prefer. Fast enough if you're going to change colors for the next round, or if you're going to continue with the same color as I am. We see each other back in round 6. If you're using the same color as I am, make a slip stitch in the next stitch, and also a slip stitch in the chain space. If you're using a new color, join your yarn in this chain space with a standing treble, or if you're attaching your yarn with a slip stitch, make a chain 5. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That stands for your treble crochet and also a chain 1 space. And in this chain space, we're also making a new treble crochet. And this is our first treble V stitch. If you are planning on make a color change for the next round, mark this chain space. Place a marker in there, only doing that if you're going to change colors for the next round. If you're just using the same color, you don't have to mark it. Okay. Now, chain 2, and in this same chain space, we're making another treble V stitch. So, treble in the chain space, followed by a chain, and another treble in the same space. Oh. Like that. So this is the treble V stitch. A treble, chain space, and a treble. Okay. Now skip 2 stitches. This is the first one, that's the second one, and in the third stitch we're making a V stitch. And a V stitch is a double crochet. So skip 2 stitches, and in the next double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet in the same stitch. That's our V stitch. We've got our treble V's up here, and now we're making V stitches. So now we're going to do a repeat for 5 times. So skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in the next make a V-stitch. So a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet in the same stitch. That's 1. Skip 2, make another V-stitch. That's 2. 3 more to go. Skip 2 and in the next a V-stitch. There's 3. Skip 2 in the next a V-stitch. This is 4. 1 more time, skip 2 and in the next a V-stitch. So you did that 5 times. Okay. Now we're doing a repeat of 10 times. So the next step is going to be 10 times. So skip 1 stitch and make a V-stitch in the next one. That's 1. Skip the next stitch and in the next stitch a V-stitch. This is 2. Repeat that until you've got 10 of them. When you did that 10 times, you've got 2 stitches left before this marked stitch. Skip those 2 stitches and make a front post treble around this marked stitch. So what I'm doing is insert in the stitch, but I'm pushing with my hook behind the post of this marked stitch so that the post, the leg, is lying on my hook. Now wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it back and make your treble. Remove your stitch marker. Now we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. And in the next we're making a V-stitch. Like that. You're going to have a mark. Your first new V-stitch on this side should fall in the first half double of your first increase on this side. As you can see, I've got 2 half doubles here coming from 1 stitch, and in the first one I've made my first V-stitch. Okay, now repeat 10 times. Skip 1 stitch and in the next one a V-stitch. So this is 1. Skip 1 and in the next a V-stitch. That's 2. Repeat that until you've got 10 V-stitches. So skip 1 and in the next a V-stitch. Okay, when you make your 10th V-stitch, you've got 11 in total now. Then we're going to make a repeat of 5 times, which is skip 2 stitches and make in the next stitch a V-stitch. Do that 5 times. So this is 1, next number 5, and that last stitch we're going to skip, and we'll close this round with a slip stitch in the 4th chain of our beginning chain 5, or you can just look up your treble, count 1 chain space, and in the next chain make a slip stitch, or if you prefer, an invisible join. Well, cut your yarn, work away your yarn tails if you want to change colors, and then we see each other back in round 7. If you're using the same color as I am, just make a slip stitch in the chain space. And if you're using a new color, make sure that you attach your yarn in this chain space, which is the marked chain space from the previous round. Now we're going to start with a chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. And in this chain space, we're now making a popcorn stitch. And a popcorn stitch exists from 5 double crochets. So in this chain space, make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. After the 5th one, just pull up a loop, take your hook out, and go back to the first double crochet and insert your hook from front to back in that stitch. Place the loop back on your hook and close it and pull through the first stitch. Then you made a popcorn. Chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And if you want to change colors for the next round, mark this chain space. Then we're going to the next chain 2 space. This is the corner space, and in there we're making another popcorn. So 5 double crochets to make a popcorn. There's 3, 4 and 5. Pull up a loop, insert your hook in the first double crochet from front to back, place the loop back on your hook, tighten it and pull through your first stitch to close the popcorn. Then chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and in the next chain space of this treble V-stitch we're making also another popcorn. Okay, then over the next 15 V-stitches we're also going to make a popcorn stitch in those chain spaces between those double crochets. So around the chain space of the V-stitch make a popcorn, and in between each and every popcorn stitch we make a chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and then go to your next V-stitch and around that chain space make another popcorn. So do that for 15 times. Well, if you made your 15th popcorn stitch, then you've got 1 V-stitch left here. And now we're making a chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And in this last V-stitch we're making a slip stitch. Just like that. Now we've got here our front post treble, and around that front post treble we're making a front post double crochet, chain 1, front post double crochet. So around that front post stitch from front to back, around that front post stitch, and make your front post double, chain 1, and around the same stitch also a front post double crochet. Just like that. So you made here on top of that front post treble a front post V-stitch. Then hop over to your next V-stitch up here, and in there make a slip stitch, followed by a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then again over the next 15 V-stitches you're making a popcorn stitch just like you did here. So in each and every V-stitch here make a popcorn stitch, and in between those popcorn stitches you make a chain 3. When you made your 15 popcorn stitches with chain 3s between them, then you're gonna end with a chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and join on top of your first popcorn that you've made. So just insert on top of your popcorn stitch, your first popcorn, and make a slip stitch to end your round. Okay, if you want to change colors, then cut your yarn and pull through and work away your yarn tails, and then we see each other back in round number 8. If you're using the same color yarn, just make a slip stitch in the next chain space. And if you're using a new color, then just join your yarn in this chain space, this chain 3 space, which is also the marked space from the previous round. And you can join your yarn by making a standing single crochet in that chain space, or with a slip stitch just like I did, and then chain 1, and then make a single crochet. And for making things a lot easier, I'm gonna put a stitch marker in that first single crochet just as start of the round marker, so that when I'm all around I know that this is my first crochet stitch. Okay, in this chain space we're making 3 single crochets in total. We just made our first one, so make 2 single crochets in that same chain space. So we've got 3 single crochets in that chain 3 space. And in this chain space we're also including a half double crochet and a double crochet. So a lot of stitches in this chain space. So 3 singles and a half double and a double crochet, all in that chain space. Then chain 2, and in the next chain space make a double crochet followed by a half double crochet and 3 single crochets, all in that same chain space. Just like that. So a double, half double and 3 singles, all in that same chain space. And now we created a new point for our heart. Okay, now we're going to make a repeat for 16 times. And we're going to do the next steps. Around your popcorn stitch you make a front post single crochet. So with your hook go from front to back behind your popcorn stitch and come back to the front at the next side. So your popcorn stitch is on top of your crochet hook. Yarn over, go back and make your single crochet. Then you make your front post single crochet around that popcorn stitch. And in the next chain space make 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. And do this 16 times in total. So this was the first. Now we're going to start the second. So front post single crochet around your popcorn stitch, and in the chain space 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Repeat that until you've done that for 16 times. I did a repeat for 15 times, so I've got 1 popcorn stitch left. So around that popcorn make a front post single crochet, and here is your last chain space, which is attached with a slip stitch in your last V-stitch here down below. So around this chain space make also 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Skip the stitches here in the middle, so that front post double crochet V-stitch we did here, skip that and just jump over to the next chain space here beside your next popcorn stitch. So this in the middle we're gonna skip, and in this chain space behind next to your next popcorn stitch, there we start making 3 single crochets, just like that. And then we're doing that for 16 times also on this side. So 3 single crochets in the chain space and a front post single crochet around the popcorn stitch, and in the next chain space 3 single crochets. So repeat that also on this side of your heart. In the last chain space 3 single crochets, and around my last popcorn stitch front post single crochet, and we're going to end this round by making a slip stitch in the first single crochet, which I marked with a stitch marker. So make a slip stitch in that first single crochet, and then your round is complete. Fast enough if you are going to change colors for the next round. If you're not, we see each other back in round 9. Before we start with round 9, we have to mark 2 stitches. So grab some stitch markers and go to the top of your heart. Go to your last popcorn stitch here on this side, and here is your chain space, your chain 3 space, and count back 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And that third stitch is the first stitch we're gonna mark, like that. Then grab your other stitch marker and look to the other side. Again, here's your chain 3 space, and from this chain 3 space we're gonna count 4 stitches forward. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that 4th stitch should be the front post single crochet you've made around that popcorn stitch, and that's the second stitch where you place a stitch marker in. If you are using the same color, then just make a slip stitch in the next 4 stitches, and again, don't make them too tight, make them nice and loose. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and also in the chain space make a slip stitch. And now you're ready to start round 9. If you're using a new color, this is also the place where you join your yarn by making a standing treble, or like we are doing now, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this stands for a treble and a chain 1 space. In this same chain space, make another treble, like that, and chain 2. 1, 2. If you're planning on make a color change in the next round, mark this chain 2 space with a stitch marker. Okay, in this same chain space from the previous round, make another treble, chain 1, and another treble in that same chain space, like this. Now chain 1 and skip 2 stitches. The first one is a little bit hidden here. The next one also going to skip, and in the next one, which is the 3rd stitch from this corner, and it's also the first single crochet that you've made in that chain space. So in there, make a double crochet, and followed by chain 1, and then skip the next stitch and make another double crochet. And this is a repeat of 18 times, so you make 18 double crochets, and in between you skip 1 stitch and you make a chain 1. So after the chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch make a double crochet, and that is what you do for 18 times. When you're done with your repeats, then we're gonna start a new repeat, and that's skip the next stitch, which is the front post single crochet, and in the next stitch make a V-stitch. And a V-stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet in the same stitch, like this. Then chain 1, skip 1, and in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next one a double crochet, like that. And this repeat we're gonna do 2 more times. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, which will be the front post single crochet. In the next one make a V-stitch, and then chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next one a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and then in the next a double crochet. So that's 2 times, 1 more time to go. So chain 1, skip 1, and again that's the front post single crochet you're gonna skip. See, this is the front post single crochet, skip that one, and in the next one make a V-stitch, then chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet. Then chain 1, skip the next, and in the next one a V-stitch. So the front post single you're going to skip, and in the next make a V-stitch, a chain 1. So after your V-stitch, chain 1, skip the 3 last stitches, and in the marked stitch a slip stitch, like that. You can take the stitch marker out. Okay, then you've got 2 single crochets left. We're gonna skip those 2, and we're gonna work in the front of this chain 3 space. So we're not working in it, but in front of it. And I'm just folding it in the back to make sure that I don't accidentally make a stitch in there, because we're gonna go back to this front post V-stitch that we've made, and in here, in the chain space of this, we're making a 3 treble bubble stitch. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, then insert in the chain space of that V-stitch here. So in here, insert, and make sure you don't accidentally grab the chain space, just work it in the back so that you only work in the chain space of that V-stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you've got 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over twice, again in that chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Now you've got 3 loops on your hook. Just one more repeat, so yarn over twice, in the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And then you made your 3 treble bubble stitch. Then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again in that same space as we made the first bubble, do another 3 treble bubble stitch. So yarn over twice, insert in that chain space and pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, in the same chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, 3 loops on your hook, again yarn over twice, insert in the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 those loops. Then your work should look like this. Okay. After that second 3 treble bubble stitch, we're gonna skip the 3 single crochets here, and we're gonna slip stitch in the front post single crochet, which is our marked stitch, our second marked stitch. So insert in there through the whole stitch and make a slip stitch like this. And then again you can remove this stitch marker 2, chain 1, and skip the next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and make in the next stitch a V-stitch, and this stitch should be the front post single crochet. In there you make your V-stitch like this. Then chain 1, and now we're going to start again with a repeat of 3. Skip the next, and in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and in the next a double crochet. And that's the first repeat. This is what we're going to repeat for 2 more times. So chain 1, skip 1, and in the next, which is the front post single crochet, in there make a V-stitch, chain 1, repeat of 3 now, skip 1, in the next a double, chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double, chain 1, skip 1, and in the next a double. That's repeat 2. One more time to go. So chain 1, skip 1, and again in the front post a single crochet, make a V-stitch, and then 3 times chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, and chain 1, skip 1, in the next a double crochet, like that. Then chain 1, and again skip 1, and in the next make a V-stitch, which is also again front post single crochet. In there make a V-stitch. Chain 1, and now we're going to do a repeat of 18 times. So chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch a double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And do that for 18 times. Well, when you're back at the beginning, your last stitch is a chain 1, and we're gonna end our round with a slip stitch in the fourth chain of our beginning 5 chain, or if you find it easier, find your treble here, count back 1 chain, and in the next one make the slip stitch. If you're going to change colors, you can also choose for an invisible join, then cut off and work away your yarn tails, and then we see each other back in round number 10. If you're using the same color, then make a slip stitch in the next chain space, in the next treble, and in the next chain 2 space. If you join a new color, then this chain 2 space, which is your marked space, is the place where you join your yarn. And you can join your yarn by making a standing single crochet, or like we're doing now, chain 1 and single crochet in that chain space. And just because it's handy, I'm marking that stitch. Okay. Now, in that same chain space, make another single crochet, followed by a chain 2 and 2 single crochets in that same chain space. 1 and 2. Now we're gonna do a repeat of 37 times now, and we're only working in the chain spaces, so we're not working in these stitches, we're working in the chain spaces. And we're doing that by making a chain 1 and skip this stitch, and in the chain space make a single crochet. that's all for 37 times. So this was 1, chain 1, skip this stitch, and in the chain space make a single crochet, chain, skip, single in the chain space, chain, skip, single in the chain space, and that for 37 times. Your last single crochet, which will be single crochet 37, should fall in this chain space after your last V-stitch here. So you make a chain, skip that stitch, and in that last chain space make your 37th single crochet, like this. Okay, now we're gonna work in front of the chain 6 space here. This chain 6 we're gonna work in front. We're not working around or in that chain space, just leave it in the back of your work. And then we're going to make double trebles in the chain 3 space from round 8, which will be here in the back. So we're just push the chain 6 space in the back, and we'll make sure that the chain space, the chain 3 space from round 8 is going to be a little bit in the front, between those bubble stitches. And around this chain 3 space we're gonna make 6 double trebles, and in between all those double trebles there should be a chain 1. So yarn over 3 times, grab that chain 3 space, and make sure that you only have that chain 3 space on your hook. Yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. That's your first double treble. Chain 1, and repeat this 5 more times so that you've got 6 in total. Okay, when you made 6 double trebles with 5 chain 1 spaces, then go to this side and look for your first chain space. Here you see your V-stitch, and before that one there's your chain space, and in there make a single crochet. And then do this on this side also, a chain 1 and a single in the next chain space, like you did on this side. Repeat that on this side too for 36 times. So you've got in total also on this side 37 single crochets, and in between them you've got the chain spaces. So chain 1, skip this stitch, and in your chain space make a single crochet. Chain 1, skip stitch, in the chain space, single crochet. Repeat that all around. Okay, when you made your last single crochet, you have 37 single crochets in total from this first chain space up till here. 37 single crochets. Then you're gonna make a chain and end this round with a slip stitch in your first single crochet. So the first single crochet, make a slip stitch. Okay. If you're going to change colors, then fasten off and work away all your yarn tails, and then we see each other back in round 11. If you're using the same color just like I am, then make a slip stitch in the next stitch and a slip stitch in the chain 2 space. And this is our starting point. If you're using a new color, join your yarn by making a slip stitch in this chain space, or by making a standing puff stitch. I find this a little bit easier. Chain 1, wrap the yarn around your hook. We're going to make puff stitches, and for a puff stitch we have to collect 9 loops on our hook by making yarn overs and pulling up loops from this chain space. So we start with a yarn over, then insert in the chain space and pull up a loop. We've got 3 loops, yarn over, insert in the chain space and pull up a loop. Now we've got 5 loops, yarn over, in the chain space, pull up a loop, is 7 loops. So one more time, yarn over, insert in the chain space, pull up a loop, 9 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 9 loops and end with a chain 1. This chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch because it's all for the puff stitch. You are closing your puff stitch with that chain 1. So keep that in mind. If you're closing your puff stitch, you make a chain, and that doesn't count as a separate stitch. It's just part of your puff stitch. Okay. Now after this, chain 2, 1 and 2, and if you're going to change colors for the next round, mark this chain 2 space, and then in that same chain space where we already made a puff stitch, make another one. So yarn over, insert in the chain space, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert in the chain space, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop from that chain space, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, again from the chain space, pull up a loop, 9 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 9 loops and end with a chain. And this is all we're gonna do for this round. So we're gonna make a lot of puff stitches, and after every puff stitch we make a chain 2. Just a reminder, the chain that you've made here is part of the puff stitch, so that doesn't count as a separate stitch. After that chain you just make your chain 2. Or if it's easier for you, I'm doing that also. If you make your puff stitch and you're gonna start chaining, then you can say 1, 2, 3. Then you're alright also. Okay, so grab some yarn. This repeat is for 18 times. So we've made a chain 2. We skip the next chain space, so we don't count the single crochets, we're just counting the chain spaces because we're going to work in the chain spaces. So this chain space, skip, and in the next chain space make another puff stitch. Chain 2, skip the next chain space, and in the next chain space make another puff stitch. And this repeat is for 18 times. When you made your 18 puff stitches, then you've arrived at this point in your work. After your last puff stitch, make a chain 2, and in your last chain space here make a single crochet like that. Now again we're going to do a repeat of 6 times, and we're gonna make back post single crochets around this double treble stitches from the previous round, and in between those back post single crochets we're gonna make a chain 1. So we made our single crochet here, so chain 1, go to your first double treble, and with your crochet hook from behind go to the front, push the double treble with your hook to the back, and now your double treble is lying on your crochet hook in the back like this. Yarn over, pull back, and make your single crochet. That's a back post single crochet, and we do that around all 6 double trebles. So after you make a back post single, chain 1, go to the next, from behind, in between go to the front, push your next double treble to the back, pull up your yarn, pull up a loop, and make your single crochet. This twice, chain 1, next one is 3, chain 1, next one is 4, chain 1, around the next one is 5, chain 1, and around the last one is 6. And then again chain 1, and now we're looking for the next chain space. Here you see your first single crochet, here's your second single crochet, and in between there's your first chain space, and make in there a single crochet like this. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and in the next chain space make a puff stitch. So yarn over, in the chain space pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, in the chain space pull up a loop, 5 loops, yarn over, in the chain space pull up 7 loops, yarn over, in the chain space pull up a loop, 9 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 9 loops, and end it with a chain. And this we're going to repeat for 17 more times. So chain 2, skip the next chain space, and in the next chain space make your puff stitch. After the puff stitch, chain 2, skip the next, and in the next chain space another puff stitch. And do that so that you also have 18 puff stitches around this edge, just like you've around that side, like you have here. And then when you made your last puff stitch, end with a chain 2, and with a slip stitch we're ending our round on top of the first made puff stitch. So insert your hook on top of that puff stitch and make your slip stitch to end this round. Okay, you can fast enough if you want to change colors for the next round, and then I can see you back in round 12. Make a slip stitch in the chain space, and if you're using a new color, then make your join in this chain 2 space, which you've marked with a stitch marker, and you start there with a standing single crochet. If you're using the same color yarn as I am, now chain 1 and make a single crochet in this chain space. And just because it's handy, I'm marking that first single crochet. Okay, then in this same chain space make another single crochet, followed by a chain 2, and make 2 single crochets in that same chain space. And that's your new corner made. Okay, now we're going to do a repeat of 11 times, and we're gonna make a front post single crochet around the puff stitch, and in the chain 2 space we make 3 single crochets, and that we're doing for 11 times. So from front to back, place the puff stitch on top of your crochet hook, yarn over and make a single crochet. That's your front post single crochet, and in the chain space 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Repeat that 10 more times. When you've done that 11 times, then we're going to do a new repeat of 7 times, which is exactly the same like we did here, only the only difference now, make a front post single crochet around the puff stitch, and instead of 3 single crochets in the chain space, make 4 single crochets in the chain space. So around the puff stitch, a front post single crochet, and then in the chain space 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And do that in total 7 times. So this was the first, so repeat this 6 more times. When you've done that 7 times, then you've got 1 puff stitch left. Around that puff stitch also make a front post single crochet, and in this last chain space here in the side of the puff stitch, in this chain 2 space make 3 single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3 single crochets. Okay, now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we go to the back of your work, and we're going to look for our chain 6 space, which is here. See? That's the chain 6 space. In that space we're making 3 single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. We're going to skip all these stitches. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and just go look for your first puff stitch. It's here, and in the chain space before your first puff stitch make 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Repeat for 7 times. Front post single crochet around the puff stitch, and in the next chain space 4 single crochets. 2, 3 and 4. So this is the first of 7 times. So repeat this 6 more times. When you've done that repeat 7 times, then we're going to do the next repeat for 11 times, and then we're going back from 4 single crochets to 3 single crochets in the chain spaces. So front post single crochet around the next puff stitch, and in the chain space make 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. That's the first of 11, so repeat this 10 more times. And when you did that repeat 11 times, you just got 1 puff stitch left. Around that one also make a front post single crochet, and end this round with a slip stitch in your first single crochet, just like this. Okay, you can now fasten off if you want to change colors, and if you want to do the same color as me. We see each other back in round 13. If you're using the same color as I am, slip stitch in the next stitch and also slip stitch in the chain 2 space. And this is also the point where you can start with your new color. Okay, chain 3, which stands for a double crochet, and in that same chain space make another double crochet, followed by a chain 2, and in that same chain space make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and this makes your new corner. Okay, then skip the first stitch, which can be a little bit hidden because of the stitches here in the chain space. So skip this first one, and in the next one and in all next 50 stitches make a double crochet. So make 50 double crochets in total. When you made your 50 double crochets, we're going to make a repeat for 6 times. So in the next stitch make 2 double crochets, and just for a land marker, that should be a front post single crochet. So in that stitch 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and in the next 4 stitches a double crochet, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is repeat 1 of 6. So in the next 2 double crochets, which should be the front post single crochet from the previous round, which is correctly, so 2 double crochets in there, and in the next 4 stitches each a double crochet. So this was repeat 2. Repeat this 4 more times. Okay, when you did that repeat, then make 2 double crochets in the last front post single crochet. So 2 double crochets in there. And over the next 3 stitches that are left, also make in each a double crochet. Like that. Now we're going to work in the chain space that lies behind your work. In there make a double crochet, a half double crochet and 2 single crochets. Then you got your group of 3 single crochets around that chain 6 space. Skip the first and single crochet in the next stitch, which should be the middle, and mark this single crochet with a stitch marker. Skip this third and last single crochet and go to your chain space, and in there make 2 single crochets, a half double crochet and a double crochet, like this. Then skip the next stitch, which should be here, your first single crochet, and in the next 2 stitches make a double crochet. So skip the first and then the next 2 make a double crochet. Then make 2 double crochets in the next stitch, which should be the front post single crochet. So in there make 2 double crochets. And this is the first of the repeat of 6 times. Over the next 4 stitches, each a double crochet. So 4 double crochets in total. So this is repeat 1. In the next, which should be the front post single crochet, 2 double crochets. And over the next 4 stitches make a double crochet. So each one of them is getting 1 double crochet. So that's repeat 2. Repeat this 4 more times. Okay, when you've done that, repeat 6 times, then make 2 double crochets in the next front post single crochet. This one and 2. And then over the next 51 stitches, making each and every one a double crochet, so that you made 51 double crochets. When you made your 51 double crochets, then just join with a slip stitch on your first double crochet with a slip stitch, which is in this case the chain 3. So on top of that, make a slip stitch. You can now choose to cut your yarn fast enough and do a color change for the next round. And if you're not doing that, we see each other back in round 40. If you're using the same color, then slip stitch in the next stitch. And also make a slip stitch in the chain space. This is our starting point. If you're using a new color, then join your color in this chain space also by making a standing half double crochet, or like we are doing now, a chain 2. And this chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. Then in that same chain space make another half double crochet, followed by a chain 2 and 2 half double crochets in that same chain space. Okay, now for the next 94 stitches we're going to make back post double crochets. So that's a lot. Again, yarn over from the back through the front, push your next stitch to the back with your crochet hook so it's on your crochet hook in the back, yarn over, pull up the loop and make your double crochet so that your first back post double crochet has been made. And repeat that for 94 stitches so that you've got 94 back post double crochets. When you're made your 94 back post double crochets, then you'll make a back post half double crochet around the next stitch, and around the next stitch make a back post single crochet. Now, if you look closely to your work, you see here your marked stitch, and you should have one stitch left. Then you did it okay. Skip that last stitch, and in this marked single crochet, make a new single crochet. Like this. And just in case, mark that new single crochet. Okay, then skip the next single crochet, and in the next one make a back post single crochet. Then around the next stitch, it's here, make a back post half double crochet. And then around the next 94 stitches, make a back post double crochet. So starting from here, this is the first of 94 back post double crochets. If you made your 94 stitches, then you're gonna end your round by making a slip stitch in your first half double crochet. And in this case, that's the chain 2 on top of there, and make there a slip stitch. Okay. You can now fasten off for joining a new color for the next round. I'm not doing that, I'm still gonna work with this color. And then we see each other back in round 15, which is also the last round of this part. And if you're using the same color as I am, then just make a slip stitch in the next stitch. And also a slip stitch in the chain space, like this. And this is our starting point. And if you're using a new color, join your yarn by making a standing double crochet in this chain space, or with a slip stitch, and then just start like we're doing now with a chain 3. This chain 3 stands for our first double crochet, and in that same chain space we make another double crochet, followed by a chain 2, and in this same chain space make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And that's your new point of the heart. Okay, now we're going to make cross double crochet stitches. So we're skipping stitches, then make a double crochet in a stitch, and then go back a stitch and make another double crochet in there too, so that those 2 double crochets cross each other. And we're going to do that on each side for 48 times. So you've got 48 double crossed crochets. Okay, I will do that. Skip the next 2 stitches. The first one is a little bit hidden, and the next one we're going to skip 2, and then in the next make a double crochet like that, and then make a double crochet in the skipped stitch. So go back 1 stitch, and in that skipped stitch you make a double crochet like this, and this is your first crossed double. And we're going to repeat this 47 more times. So take a close look at your work. Here you can see that your double crochet is coming from. So skip the next stitch, and in the next make a double crochet, and then go back a stitch, so that's the skipped stitch, and make a double crochet in that skipped stitch. And that's what makes those double crochet cross each other. Okay, I did this twice, so that means that I have to do it 46 times more. So do that for yourself too. When you make your 48 crossed double stitches, you're here in the top of your heart, and there you're gonna skip 5 stitches, and the second stitch is my marked stitch. I marked it so it's way easier to see which stitches you have to skip. So I've got here 1 stitch left. This is my second stitch. This is 3, 4 and 5. And by skipping those 5 stitches, you're gonna make a double crochet in the next stitch. Like this. And again, in the last skipped stitch, also a double crochet to make your first cross double. And if you did this correctly, then you've got 4 stitches here in between. So between those 2 cross doubles, you've got 4 skipped stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's correct. Then you can take the stitch marker out. We're using that later on. And now also make all your cross doubles around this side of the heart too. So skip 1 stitch in the next a double crochet and a double crochet in that skipped stitch. And also on this side you make 48 cross double crochets. When you made your last crossed double stitch up here, it's time to join in the beginning of the round. So in your third chain stitch from the beginning, you can join with a slip stitch. So on top of that, just insert and slip stitch. Then fasten off and work away your yarn tails. Or, like I'm doing, after you made that last double crochet of your crossed stitch, just cut your yarn, pull it all the way through and join here with that invisible join. So you've got your chain stitch here and here your second double crochet. In that second double crochet you're going to insert from the back to the front through the stitch, through the top of the stitch. Pull your yarn completely through. Then go back to the stitch where your yarn is coming from. Here. Insert in the middle and go to the back. And pull it all through there. And then just tighten a little bit. So now you can see there's also a V-stitch here on top. And from the side you see here your beginning chain 3. And here you see the V-stitch. Now work away all your yarn tails in the back. And then the last step we have to make is to mark 2 stitches. From this side, your beginning, your first side, we're going to the 22nd crossed double. So we're gonna start counting here from our points over the first side. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So this is the 22nd crossed double, and from this group you mark the last double crochet, so the second one of them that is the marked stitch. See? Okay. And then from the second side, you're going to start counting from here, because this is the start from the second side. And from this one, you're going to count to 27. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and here is 27. And in this group, you're going to mark the first. So that's this stitch, the first one. Like this. Now you've got 2 stitch markers, one on each side. Part 1 is done, and we created our first heart. And now you're gonna make 3 more, so that you've got 4 hearts in total. And when you've done that, then it's time to start part 2, in which I'm going to show you how to join those hearts together, and then we're going to start crocheting in the round. So if you don't want to miss that video out, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. Hit the notification bell to get a message when the new video comes online. And if you want to help this channel, also give this video a big thumbs up, because that's also very helpful for growing this channel. And then I hope that you enjoyed making these 4 hearts. And Deirdre, also thank you for me. Thank you for allowing me to make this tutorial video, and we're gonna join you guys all together in the next part, in part 2. So yeah, thank you for now. Have lots of fun making these hearts, and then we see each other back in part 2 of the I Carry Your Heart Mandala call by Deirdre and me. So thank you for now, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.